See the tigers going down there right there?
This is the one swimming.
Huh? Oh. I was talking to you there for a second. Sorry, sweetheart.
No, you're good.
You're welcome.
Alrighty guys, welcome to Shark Lagoon. My name is Phoenix. In the back of the boat we have April. She's the muscle and motor getting us across the lagoon here today. She's the most important person on the boat right now, trying to get us across here. I'll just be up here blabbing about some fishy things. Now if you look right underneath my feet there, you'll see our oldest and largest female southern ray. That is Nibbles down there. Nibbles is over 20 years old. She's 5 feet in diameter and the only ray you'll find here in this tank. These two large fish you see here with dark upper bodies, nice shiny bellies, look like oversized sardines. Those are two of our tarpon. We actually have 3 here in the lagoon. They are prehistoric species of fish. They have been swimming around inner oceans since the dinosaurs. Now, I'm assuming they're probably a lot more ferocious looking back then, but out in the wild, they can still grow to be 10 feet in length and weigh up to 400 pounds. Still really big fish. You are the largest exhibit here at Ripley's. This tank actually holds a massive 750,000 gallons of man-made saltwater. And we do make that saltwater here in-house using Gatlinburg City Water. We just take out all that stuff they say is good for us, good stuff for the fish, and we filter this water every 74 minutes. We do have a 2-story state-of-the-art filtration system that does all that hard work for us. If you'd like to take a glimpse of it, it's actually located right over at the aquarium control room. Here come some of our sand tigers. That's a female. So you've seen a bunch of our sand tigers come underneath us. So you can see that we don't call this Shark Lagoon for no reason. There are actually 18 full-grown sharks swimming underneath you today, and we have 4 different species. We have 12 sand tigers, so we can see them the most. There's 3 nurse sharks, 2 sandbars, and a black tip. As they come underneath us, I'll definitely try to point those out to you. But if you do have any questions at any time, feel free to ask, or if you see something that you want to learn more about, feel free to point that out to me. I just ask that you're a little more specific as that. I do have a lot of those under there, so it can take me a while to figure out what we're talking about. That's our black tip reef shark. That is one of the groupers. Yep.
Nurse shark under your feet, Phoenix.
Nurse shark, that will be our female nurse shark. And you'll notice that she's laying down there. She's not swimming around like all the other sharks, and that's because she is what we call a carpet shark. There are a few species that fit into this category, but the nurse sharks are the only one that we have here in the lagoon that fall into that category. But all the other sharks, they do have to continuously swim in order to breathe, keep water passing over those gills for them. But these guys do not. They actually have special muscles inside of their gills that pull in that water for them. So they're working smarter, not harder. All the other sharks, though, even when they're sleeping, they do have to continuously move in to keep that water passing over their gills. This is our tunnel. This houses our most popular, most dangerous, our most exotic exhibit we have here at Ripley's. And this is where we keep all the people fish. It's the most dangerous creatures on earth down there. We train them pretty well, though. If you wave, they will wave back. The more advanced ones may even take your photo. But some of our people fish they didn't quite catch on. They may stare at you, not even at you at all. We call those the oblivious fish. Well, we're still working on those guys. But test out that trick for us. If you see our people fish, give them a big old wave. They can see you just as well as we can see them. Now, coral that you're seeing throughout the aquarium today, except for 3 exhibits, is all artificial coral. It's just a mixture of some concrete, plaster, and latex. And that's because coral is an endangered species. We've actually lost over 80% of the coral in our oceans today. And it is illegal to harvest it. We have divers in our tanks every single day. If one of them were to accidentally bump into a real living coral, it could actually kill that coral. And some coral's defense mechanism is to sting, so it could sting one of our divers. So we didn't want any of those things to happen, so we just made it ourselves. But if you'd like to see the real living coral, I encourage you to do so. It's going to be located in our gardenels, our seahorses, and our living coral exhibit at the entrance to the Gallery of the Seas. Here in the lagoon, we also have 2 sawfish. We have a male and a female. Our male, his name is Diesel, Mr. Finn Diesel. No relation to Ben. Thank you, that's my best one. It's downhill from here. Our female, her name is Lucy. She's actually located right over here on the other side of the tunnel. She's in a little bit of an awkward place, so we may not get the full body shot, but you'll be able to see probably the tail end of her there. But while you're here, I encourage you to take a really good look at our sawfish, get some photos and videos of these guys if you can. They are critically endangered. They're almost extinct. There's less than 10% left in the wild today. Here at Ripley, we do have a species survival, which means we are trying to have some fish babies. We're just not having any luck at it. They've actually only been bred in captivity one time, and that was back in 2012 at the Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas. Female there did give birth to 4 pups, but there haven't been any since then. But we're still trying. Hopefully one day we'll have some sawfish babies so we can help repopulate this magnificent creature before we lose it forever. This is Lucy. That long nose of hers is called a rostrum. Spikes you see coming off of it are not teeth. Actually modified scales made out of the same material as your hair and your fingernails. You get on this side of me, if you look behind you, you'll see our sawfish. That's Diesel. But they use that nose to rake through the sand to find food. They're looking for crustaceans, mollusks, and shellfish because they're actually more closely related to stingrays than they are sharks. They actually have the same openings on top of their heads that rays have. Those are called spiracles. And that's what's pulling in water for them and pushing it across their gills, which are located on their bellies. And instead of having teeth like sharks, they have grinding plates just like our rays. But sharks, sawfish, and stingrays all belong to the same family. They're called chondrichthyes, and that's just a big fancy way of saying cartilage fish. Its whole system is made up of cartilage instead of bones like ours are. Now, have you guys all been through the tunnels already? No, yes. Some no's and some yeses. For the ones that did go through, did you get a chance to see our green sea turtle? Yes, you saw a sea turtle? We do have one here in the lagoon. Her name is Sally. She's a 420-pound sea turtle. She is a rescue turtle. She was rescued by the Miami Sea Aquarium. And she's been with us for 18 years. But we don't actually own Sally. It is illegal in the state of Tennessee to own a sea turtle. So we had to find a loophole. And we have her on a 99-year loan from the state of Florida. And we estimate her to be between 45 and 60 years old. That's still relatively young for a sea turtle. They can actually live to be between 100 and 150 years old. Here in captivity, she could even surpass that possibly. Just because she has great vet care, she doesn't have to worry about any predators, anything like that. So I've been up here just going on and on and on. Does anybody have any questions about anything? Anything about here in the lagoon, something you may have seen in the aquarium?
Is there no barracudas?
Let's see. Yes, there are, but they're part of this tank, but they're separated, so we don't actually go over them. They're in with, I think, black tips. We have to kind of section people off from the rest of the lagoon because they're so aggressive. Yes. So most of these guys right here, the ones that are just appear yellow in color, those are called French grunts. One of the schooling fish we have here. The ones with the black stripes down their faces, those are called porkfish. And both of these fish, the names from the noises that they make. So the French grunts, they make a grunting noise, and our porkfish, they actually use only the males will do it, but they'll inflate their swim bladders, rub their teeth against it, and it creates an oinking-like noise, just like a pig. Cool. We do. He is in the, what is that called?
Which one?
Octopus.
The octopus. What's that area called?
The Gallery of
Gallery of the Seas. Yes. Yes, he is huge. He is big. He's great. I'll give to you just one second. We're going to look at this female sand tiger. Do you notice how slow she's moving compared to all the other sharks that we've seen? Anybody know why she might be moving slowly? Was that?
Pregnant?
She's actually asleep. She's taking a little nap. So like I was talking about, most sharks have to continuously swim. She was asleep right now. She was just moving just enough to keep that water passing from her gills so that she can breathe. Question. Where do they get the food? That's a really good question. So we actually feed our sharks. And what we do is on every Tuesday and Thursday, husbandry staff will line up around the top of the lagoon here, and we take poles, much like that silver pole we have sitting up there in the back, and we'll place a fillet of fish on it. So they actually get restaurant quality seafood fillet. So we're going to put that fillet on there. We'll place it into the water. So it would either be like tuna, mackerel, mahi-mahis, really good fish. Place it into the water. Shark comes by. They do this thing where they kind of signal that they want the food, and we will release it, and they will take it. That's what keeps them from eating all the other little guys in here. So most of the fish that you see in here are not their typical diet either. This is kind of like, basically, let's think about Brussels sprouts, if you will. This is the Brussels sprouts for them. They know on Tuesday and Thursday they're getting red lobster. Yes? I'm sorry? Tame them? Kinda. I mean, they're still wild animals. Just most of the guys that you see in here are just really docile. And since we keep them really fed, they don't really want to do a whole lot. They're really fat and lazy, and I mean, if they could just sit around and watch TV all day, that's what they'd be doing. So I guess this is their equivalent. But it looks like we are back to the dock, guys. Appreciate all your questions. They were all your questions. Make sure you watch your step on your way out. Don't forget any items